I think it is it is probably the greatest opportunity of our time. The fact that you could say technology is rapidly democratized, right? You know, when I remember when I was 23 when I started my first company. Even a laptop was rare. Today, if you look at the mobile phone you are holding, it has more power than the computers that sent the first rocket to the moon. And it has happened in a very short period of time. So where is the opportunity and what can we do? I think Chebet has hit the nail on the head. You know, how do we harness the hearts and minds of these young people to be able to see actually these things as opportunities and to get hope? I think it's essentially everybody's story here. We were at one point as youth in a very, very young, informative stages of career, convened into a space, you know, in the church in Nakuru, at Strathmore, where you came and you saw face-to-face people that looked like you, that had a story very similar to yours, that were making progress. And I think the church it's probably the best institution that can create those spaces, just like as you've convened us today here. Could we create these spaces where we convene young people every Saturday, every Sunday, and where there are different people who come in and into those spaces talk about technology and AI and all of those things and where they are going and the opportunities around them, and where they sit face to face in close proximity with people that look like them. And so people then can begin to understand actually that money is not a barrier. The answers are not out there across the sea. The answers are right here where we are, and we can start where we are with what we have. The company that then became Cellulant only started with, you know, about $3,000. That's all I had. That was sort of my last paycheck from my last 3 months of my last job. I teach today entrepreneurs that started with nothing. So I think we need to create these spaces at scale in all of these churches, small spaces, large spaces, and so on, where these conversations happen almost eyeball to eyeball with the youth to be able to sort of ignite this heart and mind, so for them to begin to see the opportunities around them that are now being afforded by technology. And the good thing about AI and technology is now knowledge has become, you know, you can pull an expert opinion on any subject in the world in just a few minutes. So whatever problem you want to solve in your community, in your neighborhood, and so on, the expertise to solve that problem exists today on digital. And that is probably the greatest opportunity for the youth. And the jobs are not out there. Yesterday, I was having a long conversation with an incredibly educated young technology person. They can't find a job because the jobs are not there. It is these enterprises that need to be supported to grow 10 times, for there to be 10 times more institutions that are creating 5 jobs, 10 jobs, and so on. So the youth are the ones that are going to create the jobs that keep them employed. They are not going to come from anywhere else. And we have to start by repeating this message so consistently until the hearts and minds get to where Chebet is or where Alex is.
Thank you very much, Ken. Paul, from where you sit, where do you see the biggest gap between the aspirations of young people and the opportunities that are actually disposable to them or available to them?
Wow, it's a big question. I think if you just take a step back, and especially for those of us who are CEOs who travel a lot, I can say I was fortunate or unfortunate to be at our head office at the center of Nairobi on 25th June, on 8th floor. I didn't experience that on TV, I experienced it live. If you are in Entebbe around about afternoon, Entebbe Airport, you'll see the young girls in uniform in hundreds. If you are in JKA very early in the morning, you will see those who are boarding Saudi Arabian Air. If you are in DRC, you know what has happened in Eastern DRC. A bank like ourselves, we haven't opened 15 branches in the last 18 to 24 months. We have 150 families in terms of our employees that have not been doing anything. And I'll come because it's a complex. It's just employment. It's a whole complex. I think if we speak to the youth issue, then context and experiences are king. And now you ask directly about the missing link. And I think to be critical of institutions, because remember I said I'll represent corporate here, is in a number of instances, corporates have tended to chase profit. And we think we can thrive in an environment where you will make profits, but you're not building a sustainable future. For me, that's the biggest lesson that I've learned in the last 4 years that I've been Group CEO of KC. And that's why we've been extremely intentional, right? One example that I forgot to give is we advertised for 50 graduate trainees. We got 3 million. Central Bank of Kenya, in time of Dr. Njoroge, just before he left, advertised for interns. They got 7 million interns. Those are facts. You can't run away from. So we must be intentional as corporates to expand, and we are doing it, to expand internship, to expand those graduate training programs, to expand unpaid opportunities for skills development, to expand mentorship opportunities. We have to be intentional. And when I grew up in Marsabit, and I must boldly say, every single holiday, we had forums for youth across the county. Today's a county, those days we were just a diocese, right? People forget and mix. The county is a political organization, in many instances administrative. The diocese brought us together from every single corner of Marsabit Diocese to be able to build, to be grounded. Corporates must play that role together with it. Right? Yes. I think we must, as I said earlier on, we must support entrepreneurship. I think the missing gap is today you'll be asked if you are a youth and you have an idea. You'll be asked for a security. Be asked for 6 months statements of account. You'll be asked for a guarantor. Yet what Ken had, he's lucky that he had $1,000. Today they are coming to see us with bold ideas. And somebody has to bet on those bold ideas. That's why, for example, and I'm using KCB, we've set 1.5% of our profit to go to the foundation to be able to de-risk those enterprises. Because at the end of the day, a bank is a bank, it is regulated, the level of risk it can take is different. So you have to transfer that. Because where is the next cellulant going to come from? Where is the next Safaricom going to come from? Where is the next corporate going to come? It's going to come from the ideas and brilliant ideas the youth have today. Again, You must also, and this is a message of hope for youth, we're not just saying as corporates, we're actually doing it. If you notice, KCB acquired 2 local fintechs in the last 1.5 years to scale it up. Young people or young gentlemen who woke up, built some entities, they are value to add. You've got to put your money in to help them to scale. What I'm going to challenge, and as I lead this institution, is that we as CEOs and corporates will take a bold step to try and be part of the solution and not just hope, baseless hope, but be present in making sure that there is value. Because if you run entities, as I close, 25th June in Kenya must have woken up a number of corporate CEOs. You could be making billions in profits, but you could actually have no business tomorrow. We must be deeply invested to bridge that gap.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, being that 2 year, great. You need to weigh in on that, Alex. Please feel free to do that.
Thank you very much. I'd want to weigh in on what Mr. Russo has said. Like he actually said in the beginning, if we are able to push the formation, especially of the Catholic social teachings, into our entrepreneurship, into our corporates, we would be able to even change all that. Like he has said, we see a lot of corporates reporting, and even banks and big companies reporting of profits day in and day out. But does this profit, does this growth really translate into the common good? Does it translate into opportunities for the young people? Does it also translate to the employees in these corporates saying that they actually have dignity of work? So it's a challenge that is out there that needs to be addressed. Mm-hmm. And I believe that can be easily addressed through community-driven approaches. And the church is the biggest community. If we are able to even create those opportunities, like we're saying, the challenge is we have great ideas, but you might not even know where to start. Mm-hmm. You would think you would start by approaching maybe a bank, and they will ask you for a guarantor. A young person will not know where to start. So I would pose a challenge even to the church to even start those community-based interactions. Let us create a network where accountants know each other within the church. We have people in the medical field who know each other. And now we have technology. We have WhatsApp groups. You can easily create a WhatsApp group of medics in a parish, in a diocese, and people can join in. We need to have a forum where accountants can actually be together. Somewhere that even though I don't have to look for Mr. Russo in his office, I can post and say we have some opportunities here, and maybe he's in that forum, that Catholic forum, and he can see it. And that way we are able to network and create value. And with that said, now you can pick these young people and now form them and give them information, because I have been privileged to work under the youth ministry for almost 9 years now as a formator, and in this room is a whole well of information and knowledge. So many of us who are seated here have studied encyclicals and the traditions of the church, but the youth do not have access or do not know that this information actually exists. If you ask a young person today, a Catholic person, even on Sunday I was challenging some of them, do you think the church has any information about AI? And they would say no. The church has not addressed that. Yet, there is actually an encyclical that was published last year by, yes? It was actually, there is information that is out there. So what we actually need is proper formation of the youth and bridging that gap. Because I believe sometimes it is assumed that by the time you're hitting a certain age, you already know something. Mm-hmm. We need to continue, just like we emphasize on catechism for the children to a certain age. can we also pick up these young people, especially from the age of 15, 16 to 35? Can we also pick them up and give them a curriculum of formation and tell them that this is actually what the church recommends. Mm-hmm. This is what the church teaches about how you should carry yourself. And that is now embodied in the Catholic social teaching.
Great. And you bring in a very important point of formation. And I think it's very key in this space, formation and continuous formation. And at this point, allow me to bring in faith and governance, because I think this falls under that purview. Your Lordship, in your position or capacity as the chairman of the Commission for Youth Apostolates, I know you continue to journey with young people, but where must faith and family, church, governance institutions accompany these young people through these struggles, and especially through formation? And I know that's what you do partly, forming young people, working with them, listening to them, and of course trying to find the most effective response to what they raise.
Okay, thank you so much. The relationship between faith and governance, and especially with regard to formation of our young people, is very, very important. And the formation equips the young people, and it also helps them to get information. And through that information, they are able to empower themselves so as to empower other people. And the Commission for Youth Apostolate is there to continue journeying with our young people, and also try to organize formation spaces. And in fact, as the panelists have said, that the church can offer, and it is offering a nice space where youths can be formed spiritually and also in matters entrepreneurship. And formation is something that we really ought to take seriously to our young people, to journey with them, because information empowers. And as one panelist has said, that many young people don't know about the encyclicals or things that talk about AI and all that. And it is a challenge on our part to continue working very closely with our young people, and also to create the bridges. I'm happy that the panelists here as professionals and entrepreneurs, that this can offer a bridge that will bring the church, our young people, and connect them to our entrepreneurs, so that they will be able to empower them in different forums. And we as pastors in the church also to empower them also spiritually in matters faith, so that they will be integrally formed. And in fact, the issue of is faith and governance is very, very key, because these young people ought to be formed in leadership, so that they will be able to know what is their responsibility today, what will be their responsibility tomorrow, so that wherever responsibility they'll be given today or tomorrow, they will be very, very effective. And also, there is this issue that is, I think it's important, that moving beyond the pulpit and equipping our young people with vocational skills is also very, very, very key. And also creating opportunities for giving them small loans, microfinancing, and also as a matter of empowering them, also championing the dignity of manual labor, so having that personal creativity in terms of looking around the opportunities that will be there. And I think that will empower them in a very, very special way, because they will be able to understand that they have those opportunities and take good care of those opportunities, to be able to govern their own things that they have come up with, the entrepreneur, the entities that they have come up with, so as to make themselves successful. And we are the people to be with them, to encourage them, and to give them hope.
Thank you. And still staying with you, Your Lordship, of course, today's discussion is centered on a pastoral response. And what is it that the church is already doing? Where is the church making a difference? And where can we honestly agree that we can do better or we can do more, especially among the church and all other key players who are important in this space?
Okay, thank you so much. The church is responding in very many ways, but we still need to do more. In our different dioceses, there are various programs that keep on empowering our young people in different departments. And these programs have given many people hope, even most of us here. They have been empowered by the church, but we still need to do more. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the issue that one of the panelists also talked about migration, this is a reality that young people are moving. The world is very small now, and many young people are also going out looking for opportunities. And the church is there for them, to give them hope. And many of our young people, they are really suffering, because when they go from one place to another looking for work, they need support. Some are traumatized. And the church is doing also a lot on that, journeying with them in different areas, and offering counseling and also cross-border assistance. And also one of the most important things that I see is also very important is that the church has always been very prophetic in castigating unjust structures that impoverish our young people. And I think when you look at those structures, young people can have very good ideas. But if the structures do not favor our young people in terms of empowering them, it becomes a very big challenge. And the church has always been there talking about that, taking up that issue, and reminding always that the governments to be very keen in terms of job creation, in terms of the issues of immigration, and also now, as here being within Eastern Africa, the issue of immigration is very crucial. People can move from Uganda, Kenya, they go to Ethiopia, they go to Zambia. Our young people looking for opportunities. And such a forum can help also to lessen the xenophobic, that mentality that young people cannot come from this region and go to that region to work and look for opportunities. So the church is there, and especially a forum like this, to enhance that opportunities can be found anywhere. Mm-hmm. And our young people can freely go and get opportunities. So, and I think this plenary assembly is also very key in that, to enhance that also. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
you stress about migration, and I think there's a question that will be directed to all panel members. But for now, since we've already had perspectives from the ministry, from entrepreneurship, finance, technology, Let's invite Professor now to help us make sense of the bigger picture. What exactly are the structural realities shaping economic future of young people across the region? And from where you sit, what does authentic accompaniment really look like, given that many young people are carrying burdens of unemployment, economic uncertainty, and social exclusion?
Thank you very much. Just before we came into this panel, a student, I think a prospective student, I don't know, sent me a WhatsApp that I've been admitted to Makerere to study sciences, in bracket physical. And then he added that many people were asking him, were advising him to go and instead do a diploma in land surveying and landscaping. So he asked me, what do I do? What's my guidance? Immediately told him, go for the degree. I ended. Then he said, thank you, sir. Then I added that go for the degree. After that, look for what life will need and get the right skill. That summarizes it all. That given the education we gave at university, we teach, we assess students and let them fly to meet the economic realities, to meet family realities, to meet community realities. At universities, we don't give a warranty. At graduation, the employers take as is, at your risk. What does it mean? The youth, all of us, when we were youth through education, we were being prepared for life. We were being prepared for reality out there. The economic reality the students are facing in school is at times blindfolding. What is required is to have models, to have people talk to them. And at one time, students told me in class that you people overteach us and let's talk to us. So I went to my faculty staff, those I was supervising, I told them, for every 15 minutes when you go to class, tell the students your story, where you have come from, before you start the teaching. When students are in school, like for example in the business school, they go out when they have started accounts, human resource, procurement, everything. It's a package. We are building their feathers to go and fly. The skies in which they will fly is not our side. And that's what my fellow entrepreneurs were saying. The youth come with a different reality. Fees is thinking that things are straight. The skies are different. The entrepreneur needs someone who is important, who is skilled, who is committed. And the one reality, dear young people listening in here, is that many youth, or graduates for that matter, are not only unemployed, but unemployable as well. There is something that we need to do as animators, as church, as universities, as entrepreneurs, but there is also a lot on their side to learn how to be patient, to learn how to understand, to learn to keep time, even to learn how to dress, to learn how to talk. I told you in this morning how to write. You tell them to write an application, they don't have time. They use short form. And he's an entrepreneur, he's a CEO, and he's seeing signs of language which he cannot understand. So we need a lot as teachers, we have a lot as church, we have a lot as entrepreneurs. The economic reality, but the economic reality has never been different. The economy of Kenya in 1960 was pushing the youth of that time in its reality, just as the economy of today. How did the youth of 1960 make it? That's the question. So to me, dear youth, all of us concerned, we only need to set structures, as Bishop has said, to support them, but much of the demand is on their side, to learn, to understand the reality, and to maneuver. That's the word. And life will go on. They will not be used much longer. They will be the adults tomorrow, and they'll be saying, the youth are bad. They are not bad. They were used once upon a time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And allow me to briefly address the issue of migration, because it's something I'll give you time, Chebet. You wanted to weigh on what Professor said? You need something to contribute to that? Okay. All right. So on migration, many people consider migration as a problem. Yet for many thousands, millions of young people, it is actually a rational response to unemployment, or in search of employment or better education, dignity, security, and all that. How do we create societies where migration is a genuine choice and not an economic necessity? I'll give the first two panel members to respond to this, because it is an issue that really the church has been speaking about, apart from other issues that young people go through, unemployment, education that doesn't match up to what they expect in the health sector. And then most of the time, these things, as His Lordship mentions, make them to really sink into drug and substance abuse. This was also brought out yesterday during the youth presentation. So I'll take the first two. How exactly can we create spaces that migration is not considered just as an economic necessity, because you are running away from something or trying to find something better? Yes, Alex.
Well,
and then His Lordship will come in.
To mitigate migration is one thing that we need to do is we need to dignify work. And there is a common Benedictine rule that says to work is to pray. I believe that is something that needs to be instilled in our youth. We need to instill that principle for them to know that you don't really have to look for the soft life. The soft life will come after you have worked. Unfortunately, most of them think that you can be born and start the soft life. You cannot live the life of a CEO without having to be the laborer. You have to be the one doing the job first before you become a CEO. So we need to dignify the work, and we need to actually tell them you need to do the work. Because like Prof has said, most of the young people today don't really want to put in the work. They don't have the discipline, they don't have the principles of working. And without dignifying work, then they'll always be looking for something else. So you will move from here, you'll go to Saudi Arabia, and you'll find out, oh, Kumba, I need to work. You'll move from there, you go to the United States, and you realize, oh, I need to work even more hours. We're having so many young people moving from Africa, where we have so much fertile land, agricultural land, and moving to places now where I even saw a post the other day of someone complaining that they're buying an avocado that is outside their compound. They're buying it at $5. And they're wondering, why should I be buying this? And my mom has it outside the compound. So we need to dignify the work. We need to dignify our African work, like the agricultural sector. The pastoral sector, like I like what Mr. Russo keeps on saying. He's a hawker. He says he takes care of camels. But if you look at him, does he actually look like a herder? we need to dignify the work to start with, and actually give the young people a sense of identity and appreciating ourselves as who we are, and not really comparing ourselves to what we see on mainstream media. This can also come in as a challenge even to us who are in the church and in leadership positions. Sometimes we have what is good and we're not able to sell it out there. But what is bad is being sold out so publicly and so freely. So we are seeing so many things that don't need to be in society being published on social media, yet what is important and what is dignified is not being put out there. So especially for the Catholic Church, we need to take up the challenge and take our evangelism online. We need to take our pastoral goals online, because this is where most of the young people are. And without feeding them this information and showing them that there are opportunities actually that you can get within the church and within disciplined measures, we will lose them.
Thank you very much, Alex. And of course, the issue of migration, you brought in the aspect of as a leader being able to soil your hands. So I'll give His Lordship just a few seconds to weigh in, and then we will close our discussion.
Okay, thank you so much. The issue of migration is a complex issue. And this issue also requires really a pastoral response. Because when you look at the world, even this region of Amecea, we are connected. Mm-hmm. And people are in constant communication. And people are moving up and down. And we would like to encourage our young people that we continue working hard, as the entrepreneurs here have said, that there are opportunities so in our countries where we are. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure also opportunities will come elsewhere. And wherever that our young people go, they continue to work hard, they must work hard. Mm-hmm. However, there are many risks also when it comes to the component of immigration, and we have had that, some going to maybe Saudi Arabia or other places, and the issues of abuse there and all those things come in. But there are some also who go and they become successful also. Mm-hmm. And it's also something to be encouraged. The world is a village. And there are also others who migrate for, the environmental issues, because of drought, because of this and that. The pastoralist communities, people need to move from one place to another to get something good. They also need the attention, also. So as a church, within that complexity, of the issue of immigration, the church is always there, and also creating advocacy to have structures that protect those who migrate from one place to another, and also to ensure that their dignity as human beings is also respected and is also protected wherever they are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and our time is up. There's quite a lot to speak about, but I'll give 2 seconds each. Just one message you would tell a young person who is watching you currently in as far as today's discussion is concerned. I'll start from my left, going towards the right.
Yeah, I think the message to
5 seconds.
To all of us is that this bad migration will happen and continue to happen until we do something about it. And those of us in this room are privileged, and we have to, the way we justify our privilege is to do the hard work of creating those opportunities for hearts and minds for those youth. To the youth, I think you're ready. You're ready for leadership. You're ready to create businesses. Just start where you are with what you have. Start where you are with what you have.
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
My message would be to the youth. Everyone you see, including the bishops and those of us in the panel, have a unique story. They were not just planted in that position. You've got to be a part of building your own story, and they are available, including CEOs, and I speak for CEOs. They are available to support you in your journey. I thank you.
Mine is to tell the youth that opportunity will not find you in the confines of your room. You will have to go out there and push for that space. The youth, it is possible to actually be collaborators and co-creators of pastoral guidelines, even as from the position that you are in. You don't have to wait to be a priest, to be a bishop. Move from where you are, move from that group, move from your community, and come and participate in the church. And you will actually see the inclusion. You will actually see the involvement that we are fighting for. And that is a place that we will find our identity, and we will be able to thrive and bring our dreams to life. Thank you.
Chibet.
My message to the youth is, young people, right now is when you will have the most energy and the most time that you will ever have in your life. As you get older, your responsibilities grow, your energy dwindles. Use this time wisely and use your energy to build something. It's easy to criticize outside, but turn that criticism inward and ask yourself, am I doing my best? Am I building something? Will I be on the right side of history? Thank you.
Let's go to Professor, please.
For our young people, those still in school, commit yourself to education when you are still able to, but combine your education with simple, basic human values, skills that make an integral, rounded person. And remember, you will not be used much longer.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
To our young people listening to us, we want to tell you that the church loves you, and that challenges will come in life, difficulties will come in life. Don't lose hope. The church is with you, to journey with you, to encourage you, and to pray for you, and to pray with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And one truth stands out, that young people are not just merely the future of the church and our societies, they are the present. And the most painstaking challenge before us is not simply to acknowledge the struggles that young people go through, but to journey with them in ways that create hope, dignity, and opportunity. We can not just be hawkers of hope, but let's also ensure that this hope brings about meaningful and sustainable change in the lives of young people. Thank you very much to our distinguished panelists and to all of you for being part of this important conversation. May today's dialogue help us and inspire us to listen more deeply, to collaborate more intentionally, and to act courageously for the good of all our young people. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Once again, let us give the panel an applause. I will ask the panelists to stay on for a minute. I think they have really given a great discussion on the conversation of today, and I would like 7 of our young people to come forward and give our token of appreciation to the panelists. Any 7 that are here, kindly come forward, and the one who present the gifts to them will be the president of Tanzania Episcopal Conference, Bishop Wolfgang Pisa. Young people, 7, come quickly, quickly, quickly. It's okay, you can come and shake hands with the panelists.
Thank you so much, Your Eminences, Your Graces. As we continue to appreciate the panelists, I have few announcements to make. The first one is shortly before we go for tea break, the Uganda Episcopal Conferences requested to remain here for a group photo. Also, the Tanzanian Episcopal Conference, you will be requested to remain here for a group photo. You are also requested, Your Eminences, Your Graces, and Your Lordships, kindly visit the booths behind here during the tea break. We want to thank our panelists. Thank you so much. A big clap for them as they leave the stage, Thank you so much. So at this point, we want to receive solidarity messages briefly before we go for tea break, just for like 7 minutes. I will allow just 2 representatives. The first one is Mission Munich. Mission Munich, kindly. Thank you. Few minutes. So let's just be patient and receive the message, and then we'll be guided. Also, the Episcopal Conference from Sudan and South Sudan, you'll remain briefly, and also from Eritrea, kindly. Shortly before we break for tea, the Episcopal Conferences, you will remain briefly. Thank you. At this point, we welcome the Mission Munich for a solidarity message.
Your Eminences, Your Graces, Your Lordship, Bishops, your brothers and sisters your brothers in the priesthood, dear members of the different religious congregations, dear brothers and sisters in Christ. I'm Monsignor Wolfgang Huber, the president of Mission Munich, the Pontifical Mission Society of Bavaria. Bavaria is the most beautiful area of Germany. Those who had been there, they know it, I'm sure. I'm very thankful for being with you and for the sharing which we had beyond also this conference, because for us it's very important also that we can take together responsibility for sharing our faith, for being missionaries. We are going a long journey together as Mission Munich and Amecea, as family of God, as Catholic Church, by building bridges. I bring to you the solidarity of the people of our country. For them, and also for us as staff of Mission Munich, it's very important to bring to life that we are one family as Catholics all over the world. And Pope Leo XIV underlined this attitude in the audience and his speech to us at the General Assembly in Rome at May. And therefore, we as Visium Munich, we practice solidarity by supporting a lot of projects in Amecea region and its structures. And we know us also unified in our prayers for each other. This is also very important for us to be together and that we have also a spiritual relationship. And therefore, I brought a candle for the chairman, His Grace Charles Casonde, and we ask you with him all also to pray for us, for the people which are living in Germany, which are sharing the faith there. And you see, it's a big one. Therefore, you can have a good time to pray for us because we need it. It's written also on it that we are sent all together by Jesus Christ, and he is the one who will be the one who unifies us. Therefore, I put it out so you can see it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I thank you for all the engagement, especially with the youth, to elaborate also with them in different areas that they can feel to be children of God, having a dignity which nobody can take away, also in suffering situations, because we are convinced God is giving us this dignity. The witness of hope can help to elaborate a real quality of life given by God himself. We will be with you here in the Amecea region in direct partnership, and if I look in the auditorium here, Your Graces, Your Eminences, Your Lordships, I know a lot of you who had been already hosted in our house in Munich, and I can say you are all every time welcome. And it's not like the governor of Nairobi said, you are really welcome. You don't have to pay the bill. We have developed this good relationship in the past, and be sure that we are ready to go our journey in the diversity situations in the future. And therefore, there is also in Munich now a new way of developing a possibility for a license in global leadership. Together with the Faculty of Catholic Theology at the famous Ludwig Maximilian University, there will be a possibility to start in October to be graduated by a licentiate at the Meta. It will be licensed in theology with canonical recognition. I gave all these informations to the Secretary Generals of your different country conferences. If you know peoples who will be attracted, who we will enter, please encourage them. I have given this to the Secretary Generals, and you can get all these informations also on the website of Visium Munich or the university. And as I told you, Munich is also a beautiful city, the most beautiful of Germany. Encourage the young people to come there. So I thank you for your attention, the sharing, and this warm welcome. May God bless you and your activities. Asante.
Thank you, A better clap for Monsieur Munich. Thank you so much. At this point, I want to invite Cafford briefly. Cafford for 2-3 minutes, kindly. And as they are coming, another announcement for all Ethiopian bishops and delegates and youth. CBCE team are invited for briefing before the break. And then all the vice chancellors from all Catholic universities, you are requested to meet at the waiting room at the left side as we exit for tea break. Cafford, welcome.
Good morning. My name is Mwila Mulumbi. I'm coming from Zambia, but I'm here representing Cafford. I don't know how many of you Okay, great. So Cafford is the development agency of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of England and Wales. And we are also part of Caritas internationally. Within the Caritas family, we are actually known as Caritas. Sorry. As Caritas England and Wales. We work in many countries across the world, and I think in Amecea region, we work in about 70% of the countries. My bishops from Zambia, I know, you probably put me to task. So unfortunately, we don't work in Malawi, Tanzania, and Zambia, but the rest of the countries we do work in. But in addition to the country programs in the Amecea region, Cafford established a regional program that specifically is meant to support the regional church in Africa. So with dedicated funding solely meant to support the prophetic mission of the church in Africa. And so I manage that program, and I'm here in that capacity, obviously, as the one who holds a direct relationship with Amecea, and it's a privilege to be here to deliver a solidarity speech on behalf of Cafford. So Your Eminencies, Your Excellencies, Your Graces, my Lord Bishops, distinguished delegates, and all present, it is a great honor to be here with you today on behalf of Cafford. I would like to thank Amecea for inviting us to your 21st plenary assembly and for the privilege of continuing a partnership that has actually spanned over 25 years. I don't know if you know that we have actually been journeying with Amecea for the past 25 years, and it's really been a privilege to work with you. I would like to begin by appreciating Amecea's commitment to placing young people at the heart of this assembly, and generally in terms of your wider synodal journey. The focus on working together with young people in building a church rooted in communion, hope, justice, and good governance is both inspiring and deeply relevant to the realities facing the church and societies across Eastern Africa. The value of collaboration with lay people, with women, with youth cannot be overstated. The vision of a church that listens, works together, and values the gifts of every member does resonate strongly with Cafford's own journey. Over recent years, we too have recognized the lasting change which we feel is only possible when it's shaped by genuine partnerships, shared leadership, and a commitment to listening to those who are closest to the realities we seek to address. In 2020, Cafford launched its strategic framework called Our Common Home, inspired by Pope Francis' encyclical Laudato Si. This framework marked a significant shift in our approach, committing us to be bolder, to be more ambitious in how we invest our time, energy, and resources in partnerships. We asked ourselves difficult questions. Are we truly listening to our partners? Are we showing up as equals? Are we building relationships rooted in trust, mutuality, or are we imposing agendas from a distance? The Synod on Synodality process helped confirm this deep reflection. It called us to redefine our engagement and to amplify our impact by building stronger, more meaningful relationships with partners. We committed to a culture of encounter, which to us as CAFOD has helped us to move away from merely assisting our partners, but to building genuine relationships and transformative connections that go beyond superficial interactions. As an organization, we know that fostering a culture of encounter is not easy and can be painful at times. It requires specific behaviors to nurture right relationships. And as CAFOD, we have aims to practice patience, move beyond short-term or rigid outcomes to allow time for genuine dialogue and development of shared understanding. This approach has helped shape how we think about collaboration. Rather than seeing partnerships primarily as delivery projects or the provision of resources, we have sought to cultivate relationships built on trust, shared learning, and a common mission. And one of the clearest expressions of this shared journey with Amecea has been our commitment to the Laudato Si project, which we have been implementing together for the past 3 years. Through the project, we have promoted ecological conversion, strengthening environmental advocacy, particularly within the region, and supported communities adopting practical actions that care for our common home, helping them to become more resilient towards God's creation. This work has reminded us that the care for creation is not only an environmental concern, but a deeply spiritual and social responsibility, one that calls us to transform our relationship with God, with one another, and with the world, and with the world that we've been entrusted to protect. Within this journey, it has been particularly encouraging to see growing collaboration between Amecea and Sinyesa. So Sinyesa, to those of you that don't know the organization, that's the Catholic Youth Network for Environmental Sustainability in Africa, which has got its headquarters here. It's also one of our strategic partners. And through this partnership, we have witnessed young Catholics across the continent responding to the call of the Laudato Si with remarkable creativity, faith, and commitment. They are educating their peers, mobilizing communities, advocating for climate justice, and inspiring practical actions in parishes, schools, and universities, and local communities. This, for me, is a powerful reminder that young people are not waiting to inherit the future, but they are already shaping it. The Laudato Si is coming to an end, and we are actually at the process where we want to evaluate, but then we are also starting to think about what the next phase of our partnership with Amecea might look like. For me, this makes the timing of this assembly particularly significant. I think the conversations, listening to the conversations on day 1, 2, and also what we heard today from the panel, for me, these conversations really reflect hope and great recommendations. For me, practical recommendations have actually come up that I feel should not simply remain within this gathering. They should help shape our discernment as we plan the future of our collaboration. If we are really committed about being a synodal church that works with young people, then their voices need to influence not only our conversations, but also the way we design our programs and set our priorities. And this is especially important. So the program that I manage within CAFOD, which is the regional church program, one of the outcomes, which is outcome 3, has got a specific focus on supporting women and young people, and I really, so we have a huge commitment to actually supporting women and youths. So we are committed, Bishop Kasonde, to ensure that we do provide not only technical support, but then also funding to be able to support Amecea in your synodal journey. And for us, this commitment is not simply an objective in our program, it's also a principle that guides how we work and the partnerships we seek to build. For that reason, I want to reaffirm CAFOD's commitment to accompanying Amecea on its synodal journey with the young people, as we begin designing the next phase of our partnership. We will be looking for ways to ensure that the priorities, insights, recommendations that have emerged in the past 2.5 days are reflected in our shared work. I also want to use this opportunity to state that we have greatly been encouraged by the growing collaboration between Amecea and Cuea. I must say, so as CAFOD, we support the regional bishop conferences across Southern Africa, West Africa, and Central Africa with ASIAC. And Amecea is the only region where we have seen bishops collaborating closely with religious women. And so we would like to really commend you for that. And we hope that you can be able to share some of your experiences with the other regional bishop conferences. I think the partnership that we've witnessed between the bishops and women religious offers a powerful witness to a listening church, one that values the gifts and vocation of every member of the people of God. And as CAFOD, we would like to deepen our commitment to this collaboration, and we are committed to exploring practical ways of supporting and accompanying the collaboration between Amecea and Cuea as it continues to grow. In closing, I want to reaffirm that CAFOD remains deeply committed to working with Amecea. Be assured of our continued prayers and support, and may the Holy Spirit continue to guide your discernment during this assembly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, CAFOD. A better clap for them. Thank you. We are really way behind schedule, and I would request that I beg that we stop there. And then after tea, maybe we'll slot in the remaining messages from Hilton Foundation, Archdiocese of Cologne, NCA, and Bishop and the group from Uganda shortly after tea break. At this point, allow me to request His Grace Maurice Mohatia to close this first session with a prayer and pray for the tea. And because of time, we will come back 20 minutes past. 20 past. The groups that have requested.
Let's pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which you are about to receive from your bounty, through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
ya jumla. Lazima uwe na hii kiu kubwa. Hii akili ya kutawala hisia iwe kubwa kiasi kwamba una uwezo wa kutawala hasira zako, una uwezo wa kutawala furaha yako, una uwezo wa kutawala hofu, una uwezo, yani haya matokeo yote ambayo yanatokana na hiyo hisia. Kwa kumbe hiyo ndo nia kwanza kabisa na ya msingi kabisa. Lakini pili, hii ukiwa nayo kubwa au hata ya wastani, hii inakusaidia au inamsaidia mtu kuwa na ufanisi mzuri.
Shikamoo mama.
Marahaba, ujambo?
Sijambo, unaongea na Enjovice kutoka Arusha.
Aya, asante sana Enjovice kutoka Arusha. Karibu.
Asante. Mama, mimi nilikuwa nataka kuongelea, kwa mfano mimi nimeolewa nikiwa nina miaka 20. Nimesoma na mume wangu ameniendeleza kielimu pia. Lakini hajawahi kuniruhusu kufanya kazi au kujitegemea. Na anajaribu kufanya kila namna. Siwezi. Siruhusiwi hata kutoka, yani sijui kwa sababu ni culture. Nimeolewa na Muhindi, so Mtanzania. I think culture yao haitaki wanawake kufanya kazi. Lakini ukiangalia kuna jamii pia inayotuzunguka, kuna wazazi wanazeeka, unatamani upate uingize wewe, lakini upati hiyo. Uruhusiwi kwanza. So watu kama sisi tunafanyaje?
Wewe ndio ulichagua ukaapa ukasema huyu ni wa kwangu wa kufanana naye wa kufa na kuzikana. Sasa tunakusaidiaje? Mimi nisaidie. Sisi serikali oni uchagua mahitaji yako, unayachagua, unaleta nyumbani, unaweka kwenye sufuria, unainjika. Unapakua, unataka kuwaulize watu, sasa mbona chakula kimetokea sivi? Wewe tukutakie kila laheri na kukuombea kwa Mungu wakati ninaendelea kuongea naye ili aelewe. Lakini hapo ndo ulishalichagua mwanangu wewe. Sisi kwetu ni kukupigia magoti. Umesikia?
Amina.
Umenielewa?
Amina mama.
Endelea kuongea naye, unaitwa Angel Endelea kuongea naye, mwambie baba, sasa inakuwaje? Leo somo la usawa wa kijinsia. Tunaambiwa kwamba si ambaye tunakaa kwenye zama za zamani, tutafutika huku duniani, mambo yataendelea kuwa magumu sana. Toa mifano. Hata mume wangu, wewe siku umetokea labda umechoka, nguvu zimeisha, usimwambie utakufa, atakwambia kwa nini usife wewe? Nguvu zimeisha, kwanza nguvu zitaisha mapema, hamna kukusaidia, mahitaji yataendelea kuhitajika. Sasa nani ataongezea nguvu humo ndani? Umeona? Lakini watoto wetu wanaokuja wataishi kizazi kingine, wataiga mfano wa nini? Mama wao, mimi nilikuwepo tu ndani, mambo yanabadilika. Kwa hiyo unamshawishi hivyo, mwisho alikubali, anaweza akasema hebu hilo somo la usawa kijinsia na mimi niletee. Ndio mimi sasa nawatuma wataalamu sasa wanakuja nyumbani kwenu kuongea na nyinyi kuhusu masuala ya maendeleo ya usawa kijinsia, kwamba mmeendelea, ndio mngeweza mkaendelea zaidi kama mtafanya hivi. Lakini vinginevyo si
wewe, lakini upati hiyo. Uruhusiwi kwanza. So watu kama sisi tunafanyaje?
Wewe ndio ulichagua ukaapa ukasema huyu ni wa kwangu wa kufanana naye wa kufa na kuzikana. Sasa tunakusaidiaje? Mimi nisaidie. Sisi serikali oni uchagua mahitaji yako, unayachagua, unaleta nyumbani, unaweka kwenye sufuria, unainjika. Unapakua, unataka kuwaulize watu, sasa mbona chakula kimetokea sivi? Wewe tukutakie kila laheri na kukuombea kwa Mungu wakati ninaendelea kuongea naye ili aelewe. Lakini hapo ndo ulishalichagua mwanangu wewe. Sisi kwetu ni kukupigia magoti. Umesikia?
Amina.
Umenielewa?
Amina mama.
Endelea kuongea naye, unaitwa Angel Endelea kuongea naye, mwambie baba, sasa inakuwaje? Leo somo la usawa wa kijinsia. Tunaambiwa kwamba si ambaye tunakaa kwenye zama za zamani, tutafutika huku duniani, mambo yataendelea kuwa magumu sana. Toa mifano. Hata mume wangu, wewe siku umetokea labda umechoka, nguvu zimeisha, usimwambie utakufa, atakwambia kwa nini usife wewe? Nguvu zimeisha, kwanza nguvu zitaisha mapema, hamna kukusaidia, mahitaji yataendelea kuhitajika. Sasa nani ataongezea nguvu humo ndani? Umeona? Lakini watoto wetu wanaokuja wataishi kizazi kingine, wataiga mfano wa nini, mamao mimi nilikuwepo tu ndani, mambo yanabadilika. Kwa hiyo unamshawishi hivyo, mwisho alikubali, anaweza akasema hebu hilo somo la usawa wa kijinsia na mimi niletee. Ndio mimi sasa nawatuma wataalamu sasa wanakuja nyumbani kwenu kuongea na nyinyi kuhusu masuala ya maendeleo ya usawa wa kijinsia, kwamba mmeendelea, ndio mngeweza mkaendelea zaidi kama mtafanya hivi. Lakini vinginevyo si eti maombi kwako mwanangu.
Amina mama. Amina. Shikamoo mama.
Marahaba, ujambo?
Sijambo, unaongea na Njovazi kutoka Arusha.
Aya, asante sana Njovazi kutoka Arusha. Karibu.
Asante. Mama, mimi nilikuwa nataka kuongelea, kwa mfano mimi nimeolewa nikiwa nina miaka 20.
Convert your audio and video files into accurate text transcripts in seconds with Turbo.
In your community, in your neighborhood, and so on. The expertise to solve that problem exists today on digital. And that is probably the greatest opportunity for the youth. And the jobs are not out there. Yesterday, I was having a long conversation with an incredibly educated young technology person. They can't find a job because the jobs are not there. It is these enterprises that need to be supported to grow 10 times, for there to be 10 times more institutions that are creating 5 jobs, 10 jobs, and so on. So the youth are the ones that are going to create the jobs that keep them employed. They are not going to come from anywhere else. And we have to start by repeating this message so consistently until the hearts and minds get to where Chebet is or where Alex is.
Thank you very much, Ken. Paul, from where you sit, where do you see the biggest gap between the aspirations of young people and the opportunities that are actually disposable to them or available to them?
Wow, it's a big question. I think if you just take a step back, and especially for those of us who are CEOs who travel a lot, I can say I was fortunate or unfortunate to be at our head office at the center of Nairobi on 25th June, on 8th floor. I didn't experience that on TV, I experienced it live. If you are in Entebbe around about afternoon, Entebbe Airport, you'll see the young girls in uniform in hundreds. If you are in JKA very early in the morning, you'll see those who are boarding Saudi Arabian Airlines. If you are in DRC, you know what has happened in Eastern DRC. A bank like ourselves, we haven't opened 15 branches in the last 18 to 24 months. We have 150 families in terms of our employees that have not been doing anything. And I'll come because it's a complex. It's just employment. It's a whole complex. I think if we speak to the youth issue, then context and experiences are king. And now you ask directly about the missing link. And I think to be critical of institutions, because remember I said I'll represent corporate here. is in a number of instances, corporates have tended to chase profit.
At the same time also creative. We wish this assembly a successful meeting, fruitful exchanges, rich encounters, and God blessings. And asante sana.
Thank you so much, the Archdiocese of Cologne. The only statement I know in German is Dankeschön. So we all say Dankeschön. That's the best clap for the Archdiocese of Cologne. So at this point, we are inviting the NCA. And as the NCA takes the stage, I'm requesting Bishop Robert, His Lordship Bishop Robert from Uganda, and the team to be prepared.
Thank you.
Karibu.
Just to begin with, NCA stands for Norwegian Church Aid, just for context. Your Excellencies, Your Eminences, distinguished delegates, and young people here, good morning. The energy is missing. Good morning. Good morning. I felt like if you're around young people, that energy should move towards you, so I hope you'll be more energetic as we go through. My name is Maria, and I am here on behalf of Norwegian Church Aid, and I would like to begin by congratulating Amecea on your 21st plenary assembly and your chosen theme for this assembly, which truly reflects the moment in which we are living in within the continent of Africa. Across our region, young people are searching for direction, belonging, and leadership that they can trust. Sometimes the way they're searching for it is reflected differently from how you, the older generation, were searching for this change. They're using new spaces, they're asking questions, and they expect responses where the words match the action. But see, this seems not to be happening, creating one of the deepest divides in the continent at the moment, where we are having a clash of generations, which I believe most of you have observed. Generations are speaking to each other, but generations are not understanding each other. Yet we have a huge group of people. Somebody mentioned that being young is a transition, so you're not young forever. If I'm 25 today, by the next assembly, I'll be past my youth age, according to the UN. So it's a transition, and we are working with a group of people who are going through a season of energy, courage, creativity, and moral imagination. Of course, I am not a bishop, but if I could reference the Gospel of Matthew, where Jesus tells his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. This verse has its own scriptural meaning, but when I think about the young people in our region today, I also see a plentiful harvest. Their faith, their enthusiasm, as we saw when Father Andrew asked for 7 young people to come to the front, and almost all of them came to the front. That enthusiasm is amazing. Their knowledge, their creativity, and their hunger for justice. So the harvest, they have the harvest. It's plentiful. What's missing are the laborers, the people willing to walk beside the young people, guide them without controlling, listen to them without dismissing them, and open the doors rather than guard the doors. If you look at Africa as a whole, we are facing a leadership crisis at the moment. Responsibility has been weakened by selfishness and exclusion. Africa is in need of servant leaders, those who understand that leadership is about responsibility and not a privilege. The Catholic Church, therefore, has a unique moral voice in this moment to nurture moral courage, speak truth, and model integrity. But this can only be done by listening to young people, of which I applaud you because I see a lot of young people in this assembly this time. As Archbishop Anthony Muheria reminded us, this means that we need to spend time with young people and speak in ways that they can hear. It calls for pastoral creativity. Young people love selfies. As you saw, all of them came here because it was the moment for them to shine. They want to see their own images in different places, but they also want to see themselves with you. So you need to have that pastoral creativity as you're engaging with young people. By working with young people, I believe the church can do more than just speak on their behalf. Young people have their own voices, and the church can strengthen them to speak for themselves and to ensure that they are heard. And this is where the objective of Norwegian Church Aid connects strongly with the theme of the assembly this year. For us, young people are not simply beneficiaries. They are partners, they are leaders, and they are agents of change. We see the courage, the creativity, and determination that they bring to their communities, whether it's in peace building in Sudan and South Sudan, whether it's on issues of climate justice in Zambia and Malawi and Tanzania, or when it comes to fighting inequality in South Africa. We see that courage among the young people that we work with. It is in this shared commitment that Norwegian Church Aid stands in solidarity with the bishops, church leaders, and young people gathered here. Norwegian Church Aid remains committed and is ready to journey with Amecea and young people as we create spaces for dialogue, where young people's leadership can be strengthened, where we can have intergenerational conversations, and we can shape their ideas so that they can shape decisions in the different countries that we are operating in. It is my hope that this assembly will move us from speaking about young people to listening to them more, from making decisions for them to working with them, from recognizing their potential to trusting their leadership today. May God bless all of you and bless the work of your hands, and I thank you.
Thank you. So at this point, I humbly invite the bishop from Uganda and his team for a presentation. Just a kind reminder to all the young delegates, immediately after the session, you will have a brief meeting at the entrance there. All the delegates, you'll have a brief meeting before we go for mass outside there.
Thank you, Mr. MC. Your eminences, your graces, my brother bishops, my brother priests, religious women, ladies and gentlemen in your respective capacities. This morning I have the joy to introduce to you Mr. Santosh Matthew, a mission director of Jesus Youth in Africa, a man who is married with a wife and 4 children. He's a businessman in Dubai, but he hails from India. I have been with this movement, Jesus Youth Movement, for 15 years and promoting it in Uganda. He's going to explain to us this movement. It provides a number of solutions, some of the issues we have been discussing about youth ministries. So, Santosh Matthew, it is my joy to present you to this August Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Dear Your Eminences, Gracious, and Excellencies, Dubai is very hot, 55-degree temperature. And here it is very cold. And Dubai is hot with war. Here it's a hot discussion is going on regarding youth. So I appreciate that. I really enjoy it. I would like to emphasize within 2-3 minutes the journey of the Jesus Youth Movement. And for my observation, the youth are very simple. Simple in the sense they are silent in faith, they are intelligent, and they are mad about doing something always, polite, loyal, and efficient. And as we discuss these days, they need guidance, they need assurance, they need care, they need accompaniment, they need appreciation. I believe that with that intention, the movement is formed in 1985 in a small state in Kerala. And it is spread over, it is completed 41 years now, and it is now over more than 50 countries. And we are very strong in Europe, Middle East, South Asia, Southeast Asia, North America, and Africa, 6-7 countries. But we started with Bishop, His Excellency Robert. And we are motivated thousands of youth in Africa. Because as a Jesus Youth, we are accommodating professionals. We have gathering for engineers, for doctors, for businessmen, and we conducted the gathering for different criteria of people, including the people of Boda Boda up to the business level. Like we have conducted Catholic prayer breakfast meeting many times in Uganda, and that is our charism. And we encourage the youth go through 6 pillars. That is what is the backbone of Jesus Youth. Prayer, Word of God, sacraments, fellowship, evangelization, and option for the poor. With this, we worked with the universities, workplaces, parishes, schools, slums, cities, mission centers, villages. And we are also taking care preteens, teens, young adults, and family. I take this opportunity to thank you all because I don't want to take more time because we have priesthood. We are also in the business community. And one thing I can assure you, dear bishops, we are able to support your youth in different way of formations. Even after the graduation, if you give us your youth, we will give them 1 month orientation and we will give you back. So we have a very strong resource pool and we are with you. Thank you for this opportunity. And I already distributed some of the leaflets over there. And this is approved in 2016 by the Holy See, Pontifical Council of Laity. So that part is secured. And already I distributed some of the statues to some of the bishops. And I'm available here. And if you invite, we are there to support your youth. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Bishop and Mr. for the good presentation, Jesus Youth. I also desire that the youth of our diocese get a connection with Jesus Youth. Thank you. At this point, I want to invite Father Emmanuel. Father Emmanuel Jimbo to give the recommendation from the study session. Karibu sana, Father. Because he's going to give recommendations, it is better we recommend him by giving him a clap so that he gives good recommendation. Welcome, Father.
Okay. All protocols observed. What I'm presenting here is only a draft of the resolutions of the study session. And I'll read what the group brought together. We were working as a team, and I was assigned to present it in front of you. The preamble. Gathered in prayer and fraternal communion at the 21st Plenary Assembly of the Association of Member Episcopal Conferences in Eastern Africa, held from 19 to 26 July 2026 at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, we, the bishops and delegates of Amecea, have reflected and deliberated upon the theme, Amecea's synodal journey with young people, building bridges of communion, hope, justice, and good governance. Mindful of the gifts, aspirations, and challenges of young people in our region, and conscious of the Church's abiding responsibility to accompany them in faith and to promote their integral human development, we renew our commitment to working together with young people on this common synodal journey. Accordingly, we resolve as follows. Under theme of accompaniment, to foster the spirit of synodality, the plenary resolves to A, reaffirm the accompaniment of young people as a pastoral priority within the Amecea region by developing and implementing comprehensive age-stratified youth pastoral programs that respond to the varied needs of young people. 2, establish structures, training and appointing committed youth chaplains. D, journey with young people in discerning their vocation, careers, and participation in society and in the life and mission of the church. To create inclusive pastoral programs and structures that listen to and empower young people of diverse backgrounds and abilities. Institutionalize youth listening forums and meaningful youth representation in parish pastoral councils, diocesan structures, and national church bodies. To appoint and strengthen chaplaincy services in Catholic and non-Catholic educational institutions and workplaces. To design and implement holistic youth formation programs. Train specialized pastoral agents to accompany each age group of young people effectively. To strengthen collaboration among schools, parishes, movements, families, and church institutions in youth ministry. To strengthen ecumenical and interreligious collaboration in addressing the social, economic, and technological challenges facing young people. Those were points under accompaniment. The second theme that was fished out was catechesis and faith formation. Recognizing the vital role of catechesis and faith formation, the plenary resolves to A, strengthen catechetical and sacramental formation of the young people to foster a mature Catholic identity. Solidify structured and ongoing catechesis that forms young people as missionary disciples rooted in Catholic teaching. Promote peer-to-peer evangelization in faith formation and leadership. Integrate Catholic social teaching, ethical leadership, digital literacy, and the responsible use of artificial intelligence and other emerging technologies into youth formation programs. Develop ongoing formation for young people preparing for various vocations. Commission Catholic digital catechesis initiatives. Then we also brought out the theme on small Christian communities. Appreciating small Christian communities as the church at the grassroots, fostering communion, participation, and a family spirit, the plenary resolves to create safe spaces for listening, reconciliation, healing, and ongoing pastoral care for young people within small Christian communities. B, to establish online small Christian communities. And under family, we had acknowledging the family as the domestic church and the primary place of nurturing faith and identity. The plenary resolves to strengthen ongoing family catechesis to foster homes that nurture gospel values and responsible parenthood, solidify ongoing formation for young people preparing for the vocation of family life, encourage families to actively and consciously participate in the liturgical and sacramental life of the church, establish and enhance structures that support family apostolates, reinforce identity formation of young people to help them know and appreciate their dignity, purpose, and worth. Another theme was on mental health and psychosocial support. Under that, we said affirming the importance of mental and psychosocial well-being of young people, the plenary resolves to promote pastoral care that nurtures the mental health, resilience, and overall well-being of young people, establish supportive networks and safe spaces where young people can access guidance, counseling, and psychosocial support. Another theme was on youth leadership and co-responsibility. Valuing young people as responsible partners in the society and church mission, the plenary resolves to encourage greater youth participation in liturgy and evangelization, enhance leadership skills among young people to foster active participation in the church and community decision-making processes, pursue holistic development through spiritual, intellectual, emotional, social, and professional advancement among young people, support policies that foster good governance, social justice, peace building, and meaningful youth participation in civic life. And under digital evangelization and media engagement, we brought out the following. Taking into consideration the opportunities and challenges presented by the digital age, the plenary resolves to train, mentor, and commission Catholic digital missionaries for effective evangelization, integrate training in digital evangelization into priestly and religious formation programs, encourage ethical and responsible integration of artificial intelligence and digital technologies into catechesis, evangelization, formation, and Catholic education. Develop and strengthen pastoral programs that and equip young people with technological, entrepreneurial, and life skills for evangelization and sustainable livelihoods. The other theme was on education and skills development. Recognizing education and skills development as essential for empowering young people to attain their full potential, the plenary resolves to collaborate with Catholic professionals to offer mentorship, career guidance, and entrepreneurship training. Collaborate with government, non-government organizations, and other institutions to foster integral development of young people for sustainable livelihoods. Then there came an issue on safeguarding. Acknowledging the visibility of the church to promote the culture of safeguarding, prevention, accountability, the plenary resolves to strengthen safeguarding policies and structures at all levels within Amecea region, provide continuous safeguarding formation and training for clergy, religious, pastoral agents, and young people. Empower young people as agents of safeguarding by involving them in awareness creation and peer support initiatives that promote safe communities. Then there came a point on Ameceaness. Affirming Ameceaness as an ethos of unity, collaboration, and shared mission among member conferences, we resolve to promote this spirit in a staff recruitment, student enrollment, scholarship, and infrastructure sharing across the member episcopal conferences. Strengthening collaboration among member episcopal conferences through regional youth initiatives and exchanges. End of the draft resolutions. Thank you.
Father Emmanuel, a better clap to appreciate. So at this point, I humbly give the mic to the Bishop Chair.
My brothers and sisters in Christ. That's the draft of the resolutions that we have come up with from the study session. Father Chimombo, you could still stand near there so that we take note together with the Secretariat. We shall go page by page. Or are you okay in principle with what has been presented? Those who say we are okay, beautiful, job done. Thank you very much for the Chimombo and Secretariat. Next.
Your Lordship, as it was being presented, I was receiving some reaction from the members. Probably some want to wind up quickly. One point I received from one of the delegates here present was the issue of having youth small Christian community, which was mentioned, and it is not included. There was an issue of engage to address the social and cultural hurdles hindering marriage, especially for the young couples. And then the question of encouraging parents to learn new parenting methods, as it was discussed, so as to effectively form their children. This is what I was receiving from my phone there. I beg to submit.
Bishop Martin. Secretariat, take notes, the issue of good governance. What Father Makunde has mentioned. Any substantial contributions or differentiation? Yes, Your Excellency. Bishop Wainaina, could you come through that microphone? Yes.
Thank you. The issue of rehabilitation of the youth who have been in prison and they are coming out of prison, how to assist them.
Point taken. Bishop Evans.
One of the issues that came in the plenary session and also in the smaller group, I've seen it coming there in a way, but not in a clear way. Establishment of a physical desk of youth at Amecea Secretariat.
Not taken. Yes, my neighbor, Bishop Fufda.
I think also there was that issue of a gap between the clergy and the youth. There should be a suggestion that how we could bridge that gap. Thank you.
Your Eminence.
Thank you, Chair. This is a suggestion which I wanted to make to this 21st plenary. We did not have time to present it, but since it's a point related to the youth, I thought that Amecea could take the lead to present to the African Union free movement of youth, at least in the Amecea region, not with passport and so on, but just with ID, so that our youth would be able to move freely in Amecea region. Thank you.
So to the conferences to lobby governments to attend to that. Secretariat, noted. I saw a hand somewhere there. Is it resolved? Okay. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Chair. I think there were strong ideas and push from the youth and from the discussions and the groups to include the idea of role modeling.
Point taken. Oh, my dearest sister. A portable microphone to sister.
Okay, thank you. During the youth gathering, there was an emotional speech by one young lady who is not refugee but migrated. And we have discussed that the youth migration within the Amecea, youth migration of Amecea and within the Amecea. So the Amecea church should also give attention to these migrants in all aspects, because they are migrating without their will because of the situation that they are living. So what Amecea can do for these migrated people, opportunity to work, opportunity to study, anyway, and also the accompaniment. And the second, it was suggested if the Amecea together can push the AU to have a better governance, because all this displacement, poverty, and the migration is due to the bad governance. So can we do something? Because I don't think there is a good country in these Amecean countries or an example of better governance. So I think we need to push at this moment because people are suffering. Thank you.
Point taken. I've seen an illumined microphone. Yours, Your Grace, you can go ahead.
Just a simple observation. Most of the important decisions have been numbered, but when it came to safeguarding, there's no number, just safeguarding.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Another hand. Your Grace,
it's not working.
Bishop Odama.
It's not working.
Let me use this one. Allow me to say, I'm not very sure, but I want to confirm. Was there any issue putting the missionary spirit among the youth for missionary discipleship? Was it covered?
Yeah, we did. That was captured. Train, mentor, and commission Catholic train, mentor, and commission Catholic train mentor and commission Catholic
document in the laity, number 29. So these things are very important, so I suggest.
Okay. Documented evidence to put in manuals. Okay. Documented okay. Documented evidence to put in manuals.
Not just the tea, but also the cup. So they have a nice cup for each of you, and I'm told you'll find it, the bishops. Yeah, only the bishops. Only the bishops, and if there is one remaining, for the MC. Sorry for that. Yeah, so you will test. And they're saying their cups are miraculous. Even if there is no sugar in your tea, it will be tasty. Thank you. Bishops from Sudan and South Sudan, you have a set apart table during lunch because you will be having some briefing. So kindly ensure you locate the table. The Secretary General is nodding that. And then we will have some material from Tanzania bishops. They want to share with all the bishops who are present here. So ensure you receive a copy. And departure time for the park is exactly 14 hours. So after lunch, we'll be directed and then we'll go to the park. Thank you. Yeah, ensure you go to the park. It is highly encouraged because it is the only park in the world that is at the heart of the city. So even if you'll miss to see the animals, you'll have gotten a chance to be in the park that is in the city. And, sorry, thank you. Yeah, that is after Mass. We'll go for lunch, and then we go to the park. Kindly, let's not go to the park before we go for lunch. Or we go for lunch before we go for Mass. So it is Mass, lunch, park. Thank you. At this point, I want to invite Father Anthony to give some directives. Then after him, Bishop Oseso will give the vote of thanks. Thank you. I'm humbled to be your MC, Father Jonas from Eldoret Diocese, Kenya.
Thank you, Father Jonas. Your Excellencies, we are about to close. Give us a minute. We would like to announce that tomorrow we start the business session, and the business session is about business. It's not the banking business, but about business. I humbly request the bishops and those who are representing the bishops. We are aware that there are people who have been sent to represent their bishops, the secretaries general, and the heads of Amecea institutions, and the coordinators of Amecea departments. These are the ones who are supposed to attend the business session. It's about giving reports. Nothing secretive is there. The University Council members who are here present will be allowed, under the permission of the chair, to enter into the plenary hall at 15 hours tomorrow in the afternoon, so that they listen to the report of the university. That being said, the departure time that has been announced, we are going to consult the group that is organizing. If there is any change, we will announce it during lunch time. It is now my humble duty to welcome. I'm reminded there were gifts of those who did the presentation here. They were not given. There is a gift for Professor Sylvan, for Dr. Stephen Bugua, and for Bishop George Lungu. They will be presented to them in a proper time. It's my humble duty to invite Bishop Oseso, one of the committee members of the preparation of this plenary assembly, to give a vote of thanks, and thereby invite the Bishop Chair to officially close the study session.
Thank you very much, Father. The longest-serving First Lady of the U.S., Eleanor Roosevelt, once said, "Many people will come in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your hearts." This morning, we've had our partners share with us their solidarity messages, congratulate us for the many good things that we are doing together. Just to mention a few of them: Museum Munich, CAFOD, Hilton Foundation, Archdiocese of Cologne, Caritas Africa, and many others. Cuea. You'll agree with me that all these groups, without them, would not be able to do what we are doing in our dioceses. It would be impossible. But because of their kindness and generosity, we have been able to do what we do. We want to thank you sincerely for supporting us in our ministries in this Amecea region. We still need you in our journey. Please walk with us. We also want to extend our gratitude to your other fraternities, wherever you work. As you go, please send our regards, first to your families and to the other members of your foundations and groups. We really appreciate their kindness. They have been good to us. They have been supporting us even in this conference here. Lots of them have given a hand to enable this conference to materialize. We want to sincerely thank you. And the only best way I can do is to ask that all of us put our hands together in the formula of the 5 factorial. 5 factorial, we will begin by clapping 5 times, 4, 3, 2, 1. When we come to 1, we say, Asante sana. Okay? Let's go. No, not real. Do it well. Do it well. You know, we are in a youth forum, and let us do it energetically. So let us do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Asante sana. I'll take this opportunity now to invite our chair for the final remarks. Let us give our chair 1. Does he deserve 1 or 3? 3. Let us give our chair 3. Moja, mbili, tatu. Okay, we go again. The Kenya, that is the Nyayo formula. 1, 2, 3. Moja, mbili, tatu. Asante.
Your Excellencies, Archbishops and Bishops, priests, religious men and women, all the heads of our institutions, the Catholic institutions, our lay delegates representing the women, the men, and the youth, our collaborating partners, friends of Amecea, and you all, our beloved young people present here, and those you are representing in our region. In physics, on motions and gravitation, they say whatever goes up must come down if it is not sustained. As we close this study session, I wish to thank you for the way we have journeyed together and celebrated our togetherness these past days. His Holiness Pope Leo XIV recently reminded the whole Church that we learn synodality not simply by discussing it, but by practicing it and living by it. This week, we did not merely talk about journeying together. We have lived it, and we have listened and shared all the deliberations as a process of discernment. This is the true fruit of this study session. I also wish to express Amecea's deep gratitude to all our partners and sponsors whose generosity sustains the work of our General Secretariats, Amecea Secretariat, KCCB Secretariat, and our University Cuea. And also the operationalization of some of the programs in our member Episcopal conferences, and the many Catholic institutions serving our people across the region. Without you, our dear friends, some of these gatherings within the church could meet insurmountable challenges in hosting them. I renew our appeal. Continue to work with us, and in a special way, continue to invest in our young people, in their education and their future. For this is where your support bears most lasting fruit. To our members of staff, may I simply say I would want to take this moment to recognize a few institutions and the persons running them. To start with, Amecea Secretariat, the SG, Father Anthony Makunde, all our coordinators and our support staff for the good job that is well done in the preparation of this special assembly. Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, the General Secretary, Father Jude, your deputy, the CEO, coordinators and directors of all the programs there, the senior staff and the support staff, for resolutely making huge contributions in the preparation of this, guided by His Excellency Archbishop Anthony Muheria. For this, we are grateful. We come to the host here in the premises of Cuea. I would want to recognize the contribution of Bishop Mark Kadima together with members of the Invest Council. We didn't have the opportunity to see them. Could you rise? We wave at you. Members of the Invest Council here, where are you? Cuea management that is guided by Reverend Professor Stephen Mbogwa. The management and Father Stephen, to this would want to extend to all our professors, lecturers, and the working community for everything. You know, when you are not in charge of a system like that, you wouldn't know about the intricate happenings. We have had this meeting in an orderly manner. These people that you have seen wearing jackets that are cream, blue, yellowish, and mentioned, together with the security wings, internal security wings, and also from the state, would want to say thank you very much for everything. These are unseen service providers who have ensured that everything is done accordingly. Would want to say thank you to Donum Dei Hospitality Services to ensure that all the meals are gotten in good time. We would want to say thank you to Radix Hospitality and all those who have been very supportive to us in different ways, seen and unseen. We say thank you very much and may God bless you. This study session has achieved what we hoped for, an honest, synodal conversation on communion, hope, justice, and good governance, and on how these must translate into the real opportunities for our young people. My hope and prayer, therefore, and appeal to you all is, let what has begun here not end here. I thank you, and may God bless you. By the powers vested in me, I declare the study session closed. I thank you.
are grateful to our Bishop Chair for officially closing the third session of the 21st Plenary Assembly. We will now proceed for the Holy Mass, which will be at the same place. And after that, if there are any other announcements, as I say, for the departures, for those who are going to the park, we will announce during lunch time. We kindly request those who are collecting the gifts for the mentioned, the two profs, and the bishop is here. The amicus that was announced yesterday is still with us here. Whoever might have left it somewhere, it is needed now, I think.
Grammarly. When you're writing a research paper and need to make sure your citations are solid, Grammarly can help. Citation Finder can identify where citations
Kijana, unatoka wapi? Unakwenda wapi? Where are you come from?